Hello, welcome back. Now a quick look at an LED road flare. What the is one of those, you might say? Well, just carry on watching and I'll show you. Now quite recently, as it turns out the hottest day of the year, I had the upsetting misfortune of breaking down. Now the fortunate thing about this was I broke down in broad daylight. Thankfully, it was just a simple fuel pipe that had become disconnected, and the good old AA had me back on the road in no time. But even so, it was quite worrying, and I did think, what if I break down, perhaps on the way to work when it's dark? I mean, I do carry one of these silly little warning triangles, but if I can't get the car going again, it means I am going to have to wait while the breakdown truck comes along. And on a dark, unlit road, there's always a chance that this might happen, which is going to make the whole thing a damn sight worse. And yeah, you got your hazards, but they might not work either, so I thought it's about time I got some emergency lighting. And I did a bit of research and come up with one of these LED road flares. Now, these are the kind of thing that you often see on the motorways and freeways. They're used by emergency services if there's an accident. And they're really quite effective. They're very visual at night, and they're not expensive either. And also, they're virtually indestructible. So I thought it was about time that I got myself one of these, just in case I break down at night. And here it is, straight off eBay. Not expensive, cost about £10 delivered. Sold by a company called HQ of Holland, although when you look closer, inevitably it's made in China. Pretty standard road flare with a hardened rubber exterior. The light itself contains 16 ultra bright LEDs, can last generally from about 7 to 9 hours of run use, and the lithium CR123 battery has about a 10-year shelf life. If you do an eBay search, you can buy rechargeable versions of this light as well. And for some unexplained reason, you get a picture of a rather attractive lady on the corner of the packet as well. On the back of the light, it comes with a magnet. I think it's a neoprene device. What we do, we'll test that anyway on my car later on, see if that actually holds up. So it means you can sort of stick it on any side of your car to sort of show other road users that you are a hazard and you've broken down. So yeah, it all looks pretty good. £10 from eBay. Well, you can't really complain, can you? So here is the breakdown light out of the packet, and yeah, it does seem pretty tough actually. This rubber outer coating seems quite sort of strong. Yeah, it looks like you probably could drive over it in your car. I'm not going to test that, but yeah, I'm quite impressed on the first impression. It's got a little loop at the top as well. You could sort of hang it up maybe on your rear view mirror or something if you were going to leave it in the car. But yeah, pretty good. So the switch here is on the front, so you give that a little push, and the first one you get is the sort of siren type strobe, and it is exceptionally bright. The camera will auto adjust for the brightness, but I can assure you this is really quite bright. So the light has, I think it's 10 modes of flashing, and you just press the button each time and then it just scrolls on to the next one. And also when you hold the button to switch it off, it will remember your where you actually left off as well, which is quite useful. Waterproof, yeah, you could take it out on a boat or something, and I think they float as well. So quite useful really. Not sure if you're going to use all of these 10 features. I believe one of them is sends out an SOS signal, if anyone recognises that. But it's still quite a nice sort of thing to have. I think the strobe effect, or just the very fast flashing, is probably all you need if you break down on your car. Certainly I think it would get the attention of other road users and hopefully stop someone driving into the back of your car. Right, I think we'll just pop out to the car now, and we're going to test this magnet to see if it can hold its own weight on the side of a car. So we'll just give that a go on the back wing of my car here. And yeah, that fits on there quite nice, and yeah, I think you could probably get away with driving along. Not quite sure why you'd want to do that, but yeah, quite impressed with that. Okay, we're going to try a darkened room indoors now. This is the sort of strobe effect. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it lights up the room really well. I reckon you can see this from about 4 miles away. But I certainly think if you break down on a dark lane, that's just enough. Okay, just have a quick look inside. Comes apart really easy actually. Just these 2 little bolts here holds it all together, and there's the lithium battery there, little CR123 cell, and it's just a simple circuit board, just with a switch, a few surface mount components. And yeah, that's about it, just the 16 LEDs. So up to this stage, yeah, everything's great, but it was at this stage I'd started to have a few problems, because when I started pressing the button here to go into the other modes, I noticed that the light, just like that, kept shutting down. I had a few flashes from the LEDs, and then basically nothing. Just having a quick look at the circuit board here. It's only one side, just one side mount, and just once again there's the 123 3-volt lithium battery. but still getting a few problems with the switch. As you can see, it turns itself on and you get the strobe effect. Then when you push to go on to the next mode, sometimes it works, but sometimes, and there you go, shuts down. Just those two little LEDs there flash really quick. So I think I'm going to put it back into the case, and just to make sure that it's because I've taken it out of the case, and we'll see if it works when it's all put back together. That does seem strange that it just gives you those two flashes before the unit shuts down. It's almost as if the battery is exhausted and it's just sort of letting you know. But I didn't get any sort of instructions with it, unfortunately, just the actual card in a display packet. So I'm not really quite sure if that is some kind of a signal. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I was getting on quite well with this, but if it's not reliable, if it's just got a fault and it's just going to keep shutting down, that's no good if you break down. So it does look like, unfortunately, this one is going to have to go back. But I'll email the seller anyway and just sort of see if they can give me some clues. Oh, sorry to end this video on a bit of a downer. This was looking like quite a good product, and I'm sure it is if I can get one that's sort of fully functional. But that's the way it goes on eBay, doesn't it? Sometimes you're okay. Sometimes you get a dud. Could be the battery, don't know. I'll have to let you know in the comments. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. As always, cheers. Thanks for watching.